All right, guys. AEW here. Well, welcome to what's it called? Yeah, latest Smackdown. Yeah, welcome to episode 7 of latest Smackdown, guys. What's up, guys? I hope you're all doing good. We're gonna talk wrestling, of course. This is a wrestling show, so we're gonna talk wrestling on this show. Whether you watch it live or on replay, this is a show for wrestling fans. So we're gonna recap AEW WrestleDream. Okay, we're going to talk about WrestleDream. We're going to get the show about an hour done before Raw. Raw's on tonight at 8. Some big, obviously, some big things that came out of WWE as of last week. As have implications for tonight. Talk about the preview tonight. Tonight for what's happening. I'll let you know what's happening with Raw tonight. Okay? Okay, there's a lot, but we gotta get to AEW, obviously. Okay, we gotta talk about WrestleDream, the PLE. We gotta talk about WrestleDream. Okay. Yes. You see the results there. Moxley quits. Moxley lost by reality. You see that. Okay, you see that. Obviously you see that. We gotta talk about that. Talk about the Opps turning on Hangman Page, turning heel. We're gonna talk about that. And we're gonna talk about the rest of the show. Obviously, okay? Now I did not see the buy-in because I wasn't home when the buy-in happened. I came home about maybe 10 minutes left of the buy-in. So I did not see the majority of the buy-in. Only about the 10 minutes. 10 minutes of the buy-in. Also, do me a favor. Leave me super chats. Become a member of my channel. Join membership, please. Also, share this out. Smash the like button. And if you want to tip me through Streamlabs, the link is on top below. It's been pinned. So if you want to tip me through Streamlabs, there is the link on top of below. Okay. So once again, I'm gonna try to get this to be the stream done before AEW, before WWE Raw, not AEW. Oh my God. Holy shit, I'm an idiot. Okay. All right. And I hope I see Red in the chat. Red is usually in the chat. He likes this show. All right. Usually he does. Okay. All right. I hope to see Red in the chat very soon. He may pop up a little bit later. I plan to invite him too. But yeah, okay. Okay. So I'm going to start. This is. Okay. Let's start with the show, man. Let's start with the show, the main card of AEW's WrestleDream. Okay. Let's start off with the main card because I think that's important. Okay. Let me just say briefly what I think about this WrestleDream. I thought WrestleDream overall was a solid show, but I think of all the PLEs I watched this year, with AEW, the pay-per-view events at AEW this year, I think it's the weakest of the 2025 pay-per-view events for AEW. I mean, I think it's the least enjoyable show. I think it was the weakest album. I mean, it wasn't bad. It just felt like it was a B tier pay per view, with some A list moments in this episode. But But overall, to me, WrestleDream was the worst. Was not the best PLE pay per view event for AEW this year. I think it's the worst, and that's currently right now. You got a couple more in the horizon. You got pay-per-view events. Full Gear is around the corner in November, and the World's End at the end of the year in December. Okay? And I think Full Gear will they'll make Full Gear more of a bigger show because Full Gear is one of the first shows they ever created for AEW. It was actually the first PLE of 2019 AEW. Full Gear. When they started to become weekly. When they first went weekly in 2019. Now where is Red? Okay. Where's Reddy Boy? Where's Red? Reddy Boy. That's what I call. That's his new name, Reddy Boy. Okay. Let's get on. All right. So the first match on the card was women's match. Okay? Was a women's match. It was a Jamie Hayter match. The first match on the card was the Jamie Hayter match, okay? Jamie Hayter match. Okay? Versus Tequila. Okay? Jamie Hayter match versus Tequila. Okay? Of the Triangle Madness, is it? Yeah. And this is so Jamie Hayter and Tequila are all part of the storyline that's going to involve Blood and Guts on a very future episode of AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts, right? All part of the storyline where she teams up, where Jamie Hayter is going to team up with Kriya Madala and others to take on Triangle Madness. That consists of Tequila, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart. I think there might be two others on each team that join up, but we'll see. But yeah, this is still part of the storyline headed towards Blood and Guts. The first time for the women ever in Blood and Guts. Okay? First time ever for women Blood and Guts. Jamie Hayter obviously is the main star, main attraction of this. Okay? And she got the win here. She got the win over Tequila. Right? Story's not over, obviously. It's still continuing. It's the feud is still continuing. Blood and Guts is right around the corner. Where you're going to see these two duke it out one more time, along with their teams that they're going to be on. And Blood and Guts. First time for women. First time women. Blood and Guts. Okay. Ever. Okay? Ever. Okay? ever. Right? So yeah, now let's move on. So next we got Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks, and the winner, whoever's win this match gets 500 grand. Right? So whoever wins gets $500,000. 500 grand. Right? This is Jurassic Express, specifically Jack Perry. Well, still back as Jurassic Express, it still wears the pants and his hair is still the same. He hasn't gone back. I mean, he hasn't gone back to what Jungle Boy Jack Perry looked like at one point in his early AEW career. He still dresses the same as when he went heel, but he's still part of Jurassic Express here, right? And Luchasaurus. So yeah, like I said, $500,000. They win here. Whoever wins gets 500 grand, and they're still playing on with the Young Bucks not behind the scenes, but the storyline how they desperately need this money, how they're losing everything. You know, things are not going well for them, and they need this money. They're on hard times, as Tony would say, hard times. Okay. Hard times. Okay. Hard times, guys. Hard times. But in the end, what happened was, yes, Jurassic Express won. Jurassic Express won this match. Okay. Right? So Jack Perry and Luchasaurus won the $500,000. Obviously, they were split into $250 each, right? But they actually offered the Young Bucks some money. Then they got attacked by. They're trying to, here you go, here's some money. Yeah, but then they got attacked by the Callis family, right? Callis family, and the Young Bucks were looking at the Callis family, like, wait, should we help or not? But they got out of the ring. Kenny Omega's music hits. Kenny Omega looks at the Young Bucks and be like, come on, help him. But the Young Bucks are like, no, they just walked off backstage. And Kenny Omega helped Jurassic Express fall and take down the Callis family that attacked. Okay? Right? And you gotta understand, man, the plans for Kenny Omega drastically changed because of Kota Ibushi's injury, right? On Collision, right? Yeah, if you don't know, Kota Ibushi suffered a major injury on Collision. Not this past Collision, no, it's part of the 3-hour Dynamite / Collision. It was the Collision before, I believe. And the plan was to have the Golden Lovers, that's Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi, as a former tag team, take on members of the Callis family. I believe Hachiro and Josh Alexander. I could be wrong, but I believe that was the plan was. But plans changed. Injuries happens, right? Injuries do happen. And so the plans drastically changed there, and now setting up Kenny Omega, setting up an alliance, a relationship, a partnership with the Jurassic Express. Clearly, you could tell if you haven't been watching AEW. Right, remember, Jungle Boy was part of the elite that managed to take out Kenny Omega about a year ago or so. Now Kenny Omega, I first didn't trust him. Now he's starting to build the trust a little bit as time goes on. Okay? Now, where are you, Red? Where the hell are you, Red? Why are you not here, Red? You're usually lurking in this shit. Ah, whatever. Whatever. Okay. All right, let's move on. So the Hurt Syndicate in a Tornadoes Trios match, that means 3-on-3 tag team match, but no tagging in, right? So the Hurt Syndicate, Lashley, Benjamin, MVP, taking on the team of the Man, Ricochet, Bishop, Khan, and Toa Leona, right? So it's a Trios Tornadoes match. So 3-on-3, no tagging in. Okay. And this was for the AEW World Trios Championship, right? Now, this has been going on for a while. This story between the Hurt Syndicate and the Man, Ricochet, and all that has been going on for a while. Okay. And I never 1-on-1 against each other. So this is I guess this would be the finale of these matches against each other. Remember, MVP rarely wrestles, right? He's mostly a manager, but he'll wrestle at times. So he rarely wrestles, but he had to get involved in this because the story just leads to him getting involved in these matches. Okay. And I think the Hurt Syndicate is moving. I believe the Hurt Syndicate, the Hurt Syndicate won. They retained the AEW Trios Championship, but I believe they're moving on to new challengers. Okay, after this. So it looks like the Hurt Syndicate and the Demand are done. You're going on separate directions now, separate stories. I guess it looks like. That's what it looks like, guys. That's what it looks like. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules, guys. That's what the story looks like heading to. Okay. All right. Then we got the TNT Championship match: Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. Okay. Long ass match, right? Long ass match. Obviously, Don Callis was there, a commentary, and managing Kyle Fletcher. Man, Mark Briscoe would not stay down. It took a brainbuster to the top of that turnbuckle to finally put Mark Briscoe down for Kyle Fletcher to retain. That's how the match ended. Because Mark Briscoe was kicking out everything. Even Kyle Fletcher's actual brainbuster on the mat kicked out other things, and he just finished him off the turnbuckle. I don't mean what I mean by when he put the brainbuster, the Mark Briscoe on the turnbuckle, I don't mean like his arm over the arm and they kind of suplex him or to move. More like he dropped it and made sure Mark Briscoe's head hit the top of the turnbuckle. Very dangerous move. It's a very dangerous move. It's kind of the same move we did to Will Ospreay. I don't know, about a while back. Okay, I don't know if you remember that kind of similar move. Okay, very dangerous move. Okay. Okay. But then, all right. So next we got Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander took on Tony Storm. Right. Tony Storm gets a rematch for the AEW Women's World Championship. The story of the match actually isn't the match itself; it's the ending of the match. Chris Statlander wins, and Tony Storm is stunned, and we'll get to the backstage segment later on with Tony Storm, who's distraught. So as Chris Statlander's music was playing and she was celebrating her victory of retaining the women's title, all right. Okay. So as you were celebrating, all of a sudden Mercedes Moné's music hit. And at this time, Mercedes Moné won her 10th title the night before on Friday. Okay? She currently has 12. She currently has 12 titles now. Okay? Currently has 12 titles right now. Mercedes Moné. Yes. Okay? So she came in, right? She stopped Chris Statlander's celebration short, right? Oh, okay. So she gets in the ring, takes the mic, and told Chris Statlander, congratulations on retaining your title. And then she told her, not him, get out of my ring. And Chris Statlander leaves. Now it was time for the open challenge to any other open challenge to any other women's champion, right? Title for title. Whoever accepts Mercedes Moné's challenge, if they win, they would get the AEW's TBS title. If Mercedes Moné wins, she would get the title of the women's challengers. Okay? Title for title. And so I know my friend Red, who's not here for some reason, was expecting somebody else, but we got Mina Shirakawa coming in. She's currently the AEW Ring of Honor interim TV champion. She challenged Mercedes Moné, right? Mercedes Moné. Now, I knew that, yeah, Mercedes is winning here. There's no way to have Mina defeat Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné is going to get her 11th title. She's going to get her 11th championship. And I know there's people getting tired of her just winning titles all over the world, because a lot of them are in small independent wrestling companies. But be realistic here. There's only a few big wrestling companies in the world. Anyway, AEW, TNA, WWE, New Japan, and maybe MLW, but really isn't. But most wrestling is small independent companies. Okay, so no, it seems like she's hogging, but it's actually quite good for independent companies to highlight, to market, to feature Mercedes Moné, who has global recognition, and that comes from her WWE days, not her AEW days, not just her AEW days, but her WWE days. In WWE, she has the most. And all the women in that locker room, she has the most global recognition. That's because of her WWE days. That helps. Mandalorian helps a little, but she's a small role. But it does help showcasing her on these independents. And the good thing is, if she does win those titles, she may eventually come back to those independents and lose it. It may showcase her again. Okay, so it's a good business kind of thing for these small independent wrestling companies. Okay. Okay? So Mercedes Moné won. Didn't use a finishing move. She had Mina in a pin near the ropes, and she put her legs on top of the second rope for leverage, and she won the AEW interim television champion, Ring of Honor, right? And then as she was celebrating, her celebration fell short. She didn't get to really celebrate because Chris Stanley, who was pissed off earlier, about 20 minutes before, whatever, came down to the ring and took out Mercedes Moné. So Mercedes Moné, well, gained your 11th title, didn't really celebrate. And now she has 12 titles. Mercedes Moné has 12 titles now, as of now. And I don't know what's going to happen. I think she's a possibility she's going to win 15. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah. All right. So it looks like they're going to set up title versus title with Chris Statlander and Mercedes Moné for Full Gear, and this will be the second time that probably Mercedes Moné, most likely Mercedes Moné will get a chance at getting the AEW Women's Championship title, because she challenged Toni Storm, right, in the summer, and she lost. The only time she lost only time she really got pinned in AEW. So this is the second time, and will she recapture that title? We'll see. Based on everything we see right now, yeah. But Chris Statlander could dethrone her. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Will they? I don't know. As we get closer to Full Gear, if they do build up the story for Full Gear, I'll do my predictions for that. I'll have to see where the story is going headed with AEW, Dynamite, and Collision. So yeah, if you don't know, Wednesday, AEW and Collision are together. So AEW from 8 to 10 Eastern, and Collision from 10 to 11. 3-hour AEW programming Wednesday. Okay? Let you all guys know. Just to let you guys know. It might be doing that because of NBA. I don't know. No, I don't think about NBA. I don't know if it's about NBA. I don't know why. I don't know. Okay. All right, let's move on. Next match after Mercedes Moné successfully defeated Mina Shirakawa and becoming the new Women's World Champion, Women's World Television Champion. We got Bandito, and Brody King versus Don Callis from specifically Okada and Takasha. Okay. This match, so the story going into this match is about the relationship between Takasha and Okada. Can they get along? These two alpha males get along? Because that's the story going in, right? And it's quite funny how on Dynamite, as their Don Callis members celebrating Don Callis' birthday, well, and Takasha wasn't there, but Takasha's left a video, right? Recorded video to thank and wish Don Callis a happy birthday, and I was just doing that. All of a sudden, the screen went off. The TV screen went off. And Don Callis was like, what happened? And Callis was like, I accidentally pressed the button. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, guys. Yeah, right. Right? Yeah, right, guys. So this match isn't getting along. Will they defeat Brad Rodino, become tag team champions? Will they bring the tag team titles to the Don Callis family? No, it's not. And they both lose. So where do they go from here? Where does it go from here? What does Takasha and Okada, where do they go from here? What's the relationship? What's the relationship going to be on Wednesday? Can the Duncast family try to get them on the same page, work together? Or who are they going to align themselves with? Whose side are they going to choose and throw away? Also, Okada got pinned, which is very rare. Okada got pinned too. And that's probably going to be part of the story going forward with the turmoil between those two. Clashes between Okada and Takasha. Okay. Next, we got the AEW World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Adam Hangman Page versus Samoa Joe. Right? This match is about Samoa Joe wanting to be champion again and told Hangman Page, "You never beat me. I own your ass." Right? This is about that. And Hangman Page is right. He's right. Hangman Page has never defeated him. But this time around, Hangman Page does defeat Samoa Joe. He gives him the what's the move called? Whatever. But he hits him with 3 buckshot lariats because 2 of them. Well, he hits Samoa Joe with 2 buckshot lariats. But the first and the second buckshot, Samoa Joe was just wobbling. He didn't fall down. The third one finally put him down, and he retained over Samoa Joe. And so Hangman Page got the title back, and the Opps comes out where Hangman Page was going to offer a handshake to Samoa Joe and hoping he earned his respect. As he's going to do that, the Opps turn heel, turn on Samoa Joe. So the Opps turned heel on Samoa Joe. Okay? No, on Hangman Page. They turned heel on Hangman Page. And he beat him down. Samoa Joe gave the muscle buster off the top rope to Hangman Page. And you see in the thumbnail perfectly clear the down and out Hangman Page, where the story is not over. Hangman Page he said in backstage on the clip, if on AEW YouTube, and I'm sure it gets fun on X, he's going after Samoa Joe, and he has made a promise he's going to ruin Samoa Joe's life for what happened at AEW WrestleDream. Okay. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to move on to the main event, the I Quit match. The I Quit match, Darby Allin and Jon Moxley finally at the end of this long story rivalry that had some interruptions because Darby Allin climbed Mount Everest. I think, right? So it's I Quit match. And the only way to win this match is to make your opponent say, "I quit." In this match was bloody, brutal, not without controversy involved, because there was controversy. Okay? There was controversy, and we'll get to the controversy. But man, Darby Allin took a beating in this match. What did Darby Allin take? Oh yeah, nail, something to the nail. I don't know what Moxley did to Darby Allin's nail. That was shitty. That was crazy. Oh man. What Darby used the flag that he used. That he used the flag that he put on Mount Everest. What else? What else? Oh my God! What did Moxley do? Oh yeah, Claudio had picked up Darby in an aggressive press position and threw him all the way across onto the announce table, and he went flying. Oh my God. Moxley, oh my God. And it out because, this is like a quit match, there's no DQ. And that's when, so that Death Fighters got involved, right? Death Fighters got involved. And they got the shots in. Moxley DDT'd. DDT, the paradigm shift, is it called? Yeah, paradigm shift. Darby through the freaking table. I literally thought Darby was dead. Oh yeah, Darby doused Moxley in gas or oil because he wants to light up on fire. That never happened. He didn't. There was no flamethrower or anything like that. But that never happened. But Darby was done. Oh, and they got a fish tank glass. A fish tank glass. They used a fucking fish tank glass. Also, they used a bag to suffocate Darby, like they used it to Brian Dawson. And there are people that use bags to. There's certain types of bags that you could choke somebody out with, right? This was an ordinary bag. It wasn't one of those bags because they didn't want to kill the guy. But it was excessive. That's not the excessive part. The excessive part is what's next. Because we literally had attempted drowning on here. It's not really waterboarding, but it's drowning. Oh, man. So, yeah, so what I'm saying, you got the fish tank, fill the fish tank full of water, right? And they took Darby Allin's unconscious ass, not his body, and he stuffed his face into the sink. And John Moxley was hoping Darby Allin would come to his senses and quit, drown. Darby is no, and do it again, a second time, right? Put his face into the tank full of water, drown. Drown him and force him to quit. Nope. Third time. Oh, and then the lights go out. The lights go out. Pitch black. And you know what happens in wrestling when the lights go out? Somebody's making an appearance. A big return. Okay? A big return. Iconic return. And yes, I said iconic on purpose because it was an iconic return. When the lights came on, Sting was there. Old man Sting with the white facial hair, beard, and right beard. He didn't dye his hair. His facial hair, and his actual hair was all white. Sting was here, and he laid out the Death Fighters. Okay? And then he had the baseball bat. He laid him out. He had the bat. Right? He gave the bat to Darby, and Darby started wailing on Moxley with the baseball bat. Right? And then he puts Moxley in a sharpshooter, Scorpion Deathlock, whatever you want to call it, and Moxley quits. Says, I quit. Now, the controversy was the tank spot, the drowning spot, putting Darby Allin head into the tank full of water, the drowning spot. Was that too much? Was that excessive? Well, here's the thing. I mean, wrestling, you get away with murder, right? You could get away with murder, technically, right? Everybody gets away with murder in wrestling. That's a fact. But I'll say this. I don't think it's excessive. Because we've seen AEW. What kind of shit, man? But the stuff they do in AEW, you see what wild shit they've done in AEW before. So we're butthurt about that particular spot. People might be butthurt about a particular spot, but they're forgetting about other spots that might be deemed excessive. Right? Right? I mean, this is AEW. Now, WWE would not post stuff like that. But AEW, man, they use forks into people's foreheads. They use hammers, screwdrivers, staplers, staple guns, whatever. A lot of sharp objects. Okay. They use flamethrowers, right? Flamethrower. They use a lot of shit that makes it seem quite excessive. That, to me, seeing that spot with the drowning, where the Darby Allin's being head into the tank full of water, being drowned, to me, that's not a surprise. Okay? To me, that's not a surprise. That's not shocking to me. That's not something like I would suspect AEW would ever do. I'm not surprised with the excessive stuff AEW is willing to do, but how far they're willing to go. Okay? Because we're watching AEW for years, especially John Moxley and Darby Allin matches. What they're willing to do to each other, these guys, to their bodies and to their opponents. Sorry, but like, that to me, it's not surprising. Okay? I'll be surprised if WWE did that, but WWE ain't going to do that. AEW is not a family-friendly show. You gotta, okay, AEW is not meant for kids to watch. WWE is more kid-friendly, more family-friendly. AEW is not. I mean, I've been to AEW shows. Well, do families attend AEW shows? And they'll bring their kids there time to time? I have attended AEW shows. Most of the people who go to AEW shows are young fans. Very young fans that don't have kids. Or hardcore wrestling fans. Look at the audience. I'm sorry. AEW is not a show for families. And the crowd proves it too. But Darby Allin wins, and I think it's over. It's time for them to move on. This I Quit match was the final nail in the coffin of this feud. Darby Allin gets his win, gets his revenge on Jon Moxley for all of how he's been put through by Death Fighters, even though there's a bit of time where he is on break because of Mount Everest. But now it's time for both of them to move on. We don't know what's next for the Death Fighters. Don't know what's next for Darby. We just know that this is story between the Death Fighters and Darby has come to an end. I assume it's come to the end. All right, man. WWE notes. Then we're going to end it. We're going to end it early here. WWE notes. So Seth Rollins looks like will require surgery. And apparently tonight, he's going to vacate the title. And apparently they're going to have a battle royal tonight. Whoever wins the battle royal will face CM Punk at Saturday's night main event for the title, for the championship. For the new championship. Who becomes new champion. Saturday night main event. So Seth Rollins looks like it's done. For a while. Okay. Tonight, also Nikki Bella supposedly is back in the fold. Okay. Apparently, it's going to involve a Stephanie Vakir storyline with the Roxanne and Raquel Rodriguez. And Rusev versus Dom tonight. But we'll see, guys. We'll see. All right, guys. That's all I have. I'm gonna start making videos on wrestling and pop culture stuff again this week. So yeah, see you guys. Take care, guys. Bye.
Too sweet. Sweet. Too